Okay. Okay. Let's see. I knock everything the fuck over. Okay. We're far back there, ain't we? Let's make sure we're working so you guys can see my YouTubes. And let's be real. Alright. My channel. Let's see. Alright, that was meta as hell. Okay, why do we have this bizarre ass fucking screen today? Because today we're doing coding. That's why. We're not doing miniatures today. Today we're doing what I do to afford miniatures. We're going to do some coding. I want to make a campaign website for campaign stuff and things. I'm going to swap to a different camera so you guys don't have to look at yourself. Alright? Because that's weird seeing all my settings and it being like meow, or I guess meow. It's probably weird. But that means I'm not going to be able to see myself, which is awesome in my book because I don't like seeing myself anyway. So, there we go. You guys should be able to see this now. It does mean that I'm not going to be able to see chat. So, just keep that in mind. As I move between programs, I'll stop off and check chat every now and then. But it does mean I'm not going to be able to see it constantly like I do when I stream miniatures. Okay. So, what do I want to do? I want a Warhammer campaign website. This is a website for me to store campaign resources and mission packs and stuff like that. I want to create that. So I'm going to do that from fucking dust. So I've done a little bit of setup in the background. So I apologize for that. There's a couple steps here that I already did. I'm going to run through those real quick. Just so you guys have them. Alright, so I went and I bought myself a URL. I bought myself wellabobcreates.com. I set up URL forwarding. This is all stuff that involves like accounts and passwords and money, and I don't know how to block that stuff off the screen, so I just did it off screen. So I bought a URL. I set up URL forwarding. I went to GitHub, created a GitHub account, already had one, and I created a project called wellabobcreates.github.io. What is this? This is a personal website that GitHub allows you to have for free. Now, since you can't have like a database running on GitHub, it has to be a static page. Which means we can't use cool shit like Node or React or Angular, or, we can't have like SQL Server or MySQL in there or anything like that. Pretty much just flat HTML. And we're going to be able to dynamically load information from JSON files, so we can mimic some of those interactions you'd have if you had like middleware and a backend. So we're going to be able to do that. So I went ahead and I set that up, and then I set up URL forwarding to it. So wellabobcreates.com takes you to my GitHub page. All that was done took me maybe 10 minutes. Okay. Hello. All right. So that's rocking. Okay. So we've got our URL set up, and we have a page that lives on GitHub. Okay. Like I said, there are limitations with this page, but they'll be perfectly fine for our purposes. Okay. What else did I do? I cloned my GitHub repo down to this location. Okay, so I cloned willowbobcreates.github.io, and in there I made an empty HTML page. Well, almost empty. An empty CSS page. And then I imported some pictures. Give me 1 second. I apparently forgot to move the pictures over, so pardon my dust 1 second. I literally just downloaded those. Where the fuck did they go? Apologize. I have to turn off the screen share because, let's be real, my computer is basically just filled with porn. Just like completely real talk here. Alright, give me 1 second. I gotta figure out where the fuck these things went. Oh, they went to the other repo. Okay. Okay. I just put them in the wrong folder. Cause genius. Moving them over, and then we can go back to screen share, because I'm sure everybody doesn't want to look at furry porn the first thing in the morning. Hello! Unless you're me. Alright, there we go. We're back. Cool. Okay. So, I gathered up a couple of photos. This is all pre-work for making this website, right? This is before any coding or anything like that. So I gathered up a couple photos that I want to use. This is me going around and gathering assets, right? This is a cool photo. I want to use that one. This is a cool photo. I want to use this one. This is a paper texture in case I want a transparent texture. So I went ahead and I gathered all those up. Okay. I then made myself a super rough color palette. Is this going to be the final color palette? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I wanted something to start off from so we're not just in white and black. Something so I can get a feel for the personality of it as we're coding it. So I like orange. Blue goes good with orange, and off-white's nice. So something to get me started. This was made by Coolers, which is a color palette generator. Basically, you just open it up and it gives you color palettes that are within the same tone, color-wise. You basically just smash space until you start finding colors you like. Then you lock those colors in and it starts giving you more and more and more matches for those colors. Super handy. It is not like the most like official professional tool, but it's awesome for that starting layer, getting started, right? Because picking your color palette to begin with can be really fucking hard when you're starting completely from dust. It can be extremely hard. Usually when you do this kind of work, you have a like, you know, a corporate logo, or, you know, this is our, you know, the feeling for this project and it's hope, so we're using gold or some fucking stupid nonsense like that, right? Usually that's what you have, so you have something to go off of. In this project I got fuck all, so this is an awesome place to get started. All right, so that's what I've started for the basics of this website. Okay, I've got a empty HTML page, I have an empty CSS page, I have some pictures. Okay, I also went and got myself Jquery. Jquery is free to download. Go to jquery.com, click the big fucking download button. I went and got that. I went and got myself a font that I'm importing it a different way. Okay. Hello, bot. How are you? Okay, we're back. All right, so let's open up that empty HTML and empty CSS page, okay? How did I make these to start with? New, file, save as, bullshit.html, bullshit.css. That's how I made them. Simple as that. All right. So I put in some base elements here. So let me walk you through what's here, and then you'll know all the pre-setup for building this website. Okay? Okay. So, what do we have? We have a declaration of doc type, and then an HTML tag, start and end. The universal law of coding is everything has a start and an end. That end could be a line break, or that end in this case could be a tag. If you notice, I'm in Notepad++ right now. If I click on one of these things, it's going to show me the start and the end. This is the universal law of coding. There is always a start and an end. If a computer is reading it, it needs to know where to begin and where to stop. So, HTML, my start, my end. I have declared that the language is in English. This is an accessibility thing. All websites should have a declared language for their primary language. It will tell the browser what language this website is. If I change this to Japanese, for example, if I change this to JP, it is going to try to translate the website. Google will. Okay? Alright. Similarly, the two biggest elements of a website. My head and my body. Everyone's got a head and everybody's got a body. Okay? The head is for all of the stuff I don't want the user to see. Okay? It's for all of the stuff that's going to load before the body loads. Well, not necessarily true, but it's for all the stuff that's going to load sort of outside of the visitor's vision. Okay, this is all the background stuff that I want to load. Okay, the body is where my content is. So if I open up this file right now in docs.html, if I open this up in a browser, I get this. I get boop boop. Okay? That's because that's the content within the body. Cool. Alright, sweet. Okay. That is the extreme basics of where we are set up. Okay. In the head, we have some meta declarations. This is telling it what the content type is. This is my Google Fonts declaration right here. This is reaching out to a content delivery network, CDN, at Google Fonts, and it is downloading a font every time you visit the web page. Now, I could download this font and host it myself, but there's no reason to, because it's just going to live on Google. I mean, we're not going to have slow performance or anything like that, so it doesn't matter if this takes forever. Or no, this takes longer to load, right? You're not going to feel it at all. If you wanted to walk through the link, you actually could. You could see I'm downloading Family Roboto. I'm downloading Italics, weight 400, 700, 400, 700. So I'm downloading regular and italic, basically. 400 is regular font weights, bold, live. House, if we're building a house, just like we're building a website, if HTML is the walls, CSS is the wallpaper, okay? It's the stuff that's going to color it. It's going to give it personality. It's going to give it style. Whereas HTML is forming the blocks. The next part here is a declaration to import the Jquery I mentioned. Jquery is the doors on the house, opening and closing. It's the windows going up and down. It's the dryer vent working. It's the electricity in the house working. It's your house having steps, all right? It's all of the functions in your house. Now, Jquery is a library based out of JavaScript. It's very handy. It's going to give us a lot of short forms. My brain is goo, so you're going to watch me look shit up today. That is the basics of coding right there. All right, and then we have also in our head, we have our title. This shows up in this little thing here. That's our title. So if I was to change this to Mega Dickhead, it would show up as Mega Dickhead. But I don't want to do that. Although it's true. Alright, we're good. We're good. Sweet. Okay, so that's the basics of everything I made off of the screen. Okay? Now this is going to be a very simple website. However, when you do any websites like this, you need to have some kind of plan just to wrap your mind around it, right? This can be like on a whiteboard. We're going to do it in Paint because we're classy. You could do it in really fancy like layout things, like InDesign and stuff like that. I've seen people do it in PowerPoint. There's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of different like layout tools and stuff if you really want to use them. I want just something so I can wrap my brain around how we're going to form this content. So we're going to be real classy motherfuckers, and we're going to do it in Paint. Because that's how we roll, baby. That's how we roll. Alright. So we got a website. Let's draw a square. Boom. That's our website right there. This is what you're going to see in the browser when you first visit the website. This is referred to as above the fold. This basically means anything you see when you initially hit the website without scrolling. Some websites are intended to be infinite scroll and scroll down, and this is where the content is. That's fine. But this is your initial impression, your initial thing when you hit the website. This is referred to as above the fold. That's what we're designing here. Okay, we have a website. Our website is going to need some kind of like logo or title. Okay. This website's not going to have a lot of pages. As a matter of fact, it's going to have one page. So we're not going to need a banner, or I'm sorry, a top navigation. Usually there's a top navigation up here that hosts things like your home button and your logo and stuff like that. So usually you would have some kind of banner, you would have a logo, and then you might have buttons, and maybe you'd have some kind of icon to open like accounts or settings or something like that. We're not going to have that because we don't need it for this project. So we're going to get rid of those. What we are going to have is probably a layout a little bit closer to like a blog. And I'm going to have some kind of banner like this. Alright? And inside of that is going to be my name. Okay? Close enough. We're trying to get a feel for it, right? We're not trying to make it perfect. This is fucking Paint. Okay? Inside it's going to be my name. Now down here, we're going to do a tagline. Okay, I'm going to do some kind of tagline. Why do I want a tagline? because I'm planning on actually maybe having it change every time someone visits the website. I think that would be kind of funny. But we're going to have some kind of tagline, all right? And then we're going to have a picture and a picture on each side. These might get turned into circles. They might get turned into oblongs. I don't know. But some kind of blog-like banner is really our goal here, okay? All right. So we've got our header with our name, our tagline, and our pictures. Down here, I intend to do a couple different like campaign kind of twist things. So they're going to show up as buttons down here. All right, so there's going to be buttons all down here for as many as I do. They're all going to be here. Now they're going to change the content within this box here. All right, and we'll get to that in a second. Over here, I want to have sort of a links thing. So I could like maybe have like my YouTube name, maybe my Instagram name, and maybe have like some links to them, right? Stuff like that. I don't know, maybe this is some other link, and it just keeps going down like that, right? So this, if you've ever seen this shape, is intended to invoke that. I have a giant lecture. I give only rule of thirds and Uzumaki and all kinds of stuff, but we're not doing that today. Today, I knock shit over on my desk. Today, we're just going to run with some kind of layout like this. All right. And now the next part is going to be the content within here. Okay. I don't know what I want to put in here yet. I know I want it to actually be the campaign content, but I don't know what it's going to be. I do know that every time you click one of these buttons, this content here is going to change. So every time you click one of these here, right? I don't know, some other nonsense in this picture here. Every time you click one of these here, this is going to change, right? So if you wanted, I don't know, see this is like the Necrobunda button, you click this content's going to change here. So that's sort of the goal. Okay, so this is our initial flat, super mega rough layout, but it'll give us something to work off of. And that's all we wanted out of this. All right, here we go. Let's start working. Okay, goodbye, boop, boop. You served your purpose. Okay, now the internet is made out of boxes. Made out of boxes and cats, as I often like to say. These boxes, in this case, there's a lot of different ways to build different boxes on the internet. We're going to use divs or dividers. These are elements that will retain their shape and their size regardless of where they go on the page. So if you create a div and then create another div, they're going to try to like sit essentially in line and on top of each other. Not in line, don't use that word. But they're going to try to sit on top of each other, right? They're going to recognize that they're different boxes and not just be like, oh, they're friends. They're not going to do that. They're going to recognize that they're different elements, okay? All right. So, this is a class declaration. If HTML runs off of these tags, CSS runs off of classes. If I tell it, I don't know, if I put a name in here, it is going to check this class against our CSS page, and it's going to execute if it finds a matching class. So, for example, we're going to call this one content wrapper. Okay, and I'm going to save that, And I'm going to put the words boop in here again. We're going to save that. And then if I come over here and I make a class for content wrapper, and I say I want to have a red background color, okay, and now I go over here and I refresh my website. Oh wait, that's actually well upgrades. If I go over here and I refresh my website, you can say I spelt the word background wrong. Good job, Josh. Yeah, typing on this desk is not something I'm used to. There we go. Now you can see that that element has what we told it to. It has the red background. All right, so this is how we're going to execute our style on these elements. So I don't want this to have red background. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to come back over here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out some boxes so I can start wrapping my head around the layout and stuff. So I'm just going to sort of put some boxes down. Now, every one of these boxes, usually I give a really long speech about parents and children and all this stuff. Basically, if it's wrapped around the outside, it's a parent. If it's on the inside, it's a child. You can't pass things from child to parent, but you can pass things from parents to children. So, alright, so we have this parent element here. This is going to be our content wrapper. We're going to use this for a lot of our spacing and stuff like that. I'm going to have another div here. Okay, and I'm going to have another div here. I'm going to have to look at my keyboard a lot because I'm not used to typing in this room. This guy here, he's going to be content left. Okay, and this guy here, he's going to be content right. Okay, there we go. So this is the idea of creating this box and this box, right? These two boxes here. And then we're going to also need the header. This is why that picture is important, because I had already forgot about it. Content header. Okay. We're going to need one for content nav as well. So we can do that. Or do we want to put that in the header? I'll make it a separate element. It's fine. Okay, content nav, just like that. Okay. So that's this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. Boo 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 boo. Sorry, this is probably not super riveting. I'm not doing like crazy hacking the matrix kind of stuff. I'm just moving around divs so they make sense with how I'm going to do my CSS in a little bit. Go. Okay, and then so what am I thinking here? I'm thinking that I want more parent elements so that I can apply sizes to them. Because what we're going to do is we're going to use a lot of flex grid in this because I like flex grid. So. Alright, so let's get these moved over to our CSS. We're just going to move them all over so we have them over in the CSS sheet so we can start doing things to them. And we're also going to color them hideously garish, ugly colors so we can get all our spacing right. And then once we have that, we'll start actually filling in some style. And once we have our general layout, we can start filling in content. Just like that. Nice and easy. So yeah, I should probably have like some kind of cool music on and be like, now I'm connecting to the matrix through the flux capacitor. Or something, I don't know. But no, it's not cool stuff, it's just front-end development. Alright, gonna throw some padding on this element. We'll look at that and see what that does more in a minute. Then we're gonna do some padding on this guy and some padding on this guy. Okay, these guys here are also going to get turned into display flex. Flex grid is pretty much the shit. If I'm totally honest, I don't want to justify the content. It's pretty much the shit. I'm not gonna lie. It is a built-in to all modern browsers grid system that is actually fairly intelligent. So lots of times when people would use things like a bootstrap and stuff like that for a grid system, FlexGrid's going to do a lot of that for you just out of the box. And it's just built into every modern browser, which is really awesome. It doesn't have a list of like built-in elements the way something like Bootstrap would. So like you can't call like a flex like wrap modal or something like that. Weird. My chat just got purged. Super weird. Okay, I don't know why. I guess it was the bot. Okay. Alright, so that's what we're gonna have here, okay? And now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put some more styles in, so that we can make sure that these elements are falling into the right places. Alright. And then we're going to color them silly colors just for the fun of it. Okay. Alright, that one's gonna be red. I'm gonna do this one, what? Green? Make this one purple, I guess. Purple. Just so I can show this working. I'm not really trying to do like a full teaching thing here. I'm more trying to walk through as I work on it. But I do like to show off these different things. Alright, so none of the content has any content in it, so it's not going to show off. So let's put some content in it. Boop. 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 There we go. Alright. So, a lot of space there on the head. We will cut that down. But you can see we have our pink box, our purple box, our green box, and our red box. If we go back to this, we have our pink box, our purple box, that one, that one, that one, and that one. We've got them all. So all our elements are in their basic places, which is what we want. There's a lot of space between these two elements. That's something we need to sort out. We don't want that much space there. And we don't want this much space between the top of the page and here either. So let's sort those out real quick. That's coming from content header right here. I'm going to sort that out. Okay, we're still getting 30. We're still getting 72 there. So let's drop this to, I don't know, 16 px like that. There we go. So now we're getting what, 8 and 8 this looks like? No, this guy's got... Oh, I forgot to change in content body. There's no reason for those to be separate elements, so we'll condense them into one. So if we make any changes, there we go. There we go, just like that. All right, sweet. Just like we want. Okay, so now we can start filling in some content, and it should make some more sense. Okay, let's do this top banner here first. Actually, you know what? Let's get some colors in here so it starts making more sense. Let's make the background OOA7E1. Here, I'll do that. Just like that. And then we're also going to declare our font color so it's not just pure black. OF, let's see, 0F1020. Just so our thing is not pure black. Okay. Wah, nice pretty blue, just what we wanted. All right, let's get rid of these right here. Boom, boom, boom. We don't need those anymore. They were just to show spaces and stuff. Okay. Now I would like some kind of image in the background. I want some kind of texture or pattern or something like that. So we're gonna make one. If you don't have Adobe Illustrator, an awesome alternative is Pixlr. Pixlr is a browser-based basic functionality screen editor, or vector editor. Sorry, not screen editor. It's a vector editor. So we're going to go ahead. I want to make a little dice, and I want a little dice in the background. I think that would be fun. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to create one. We're going to say that it's maybe 200 pixels by 200 pixels. I'm going to call it dice. All right, I'm going to create that. Now this is our space to work off of. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom in. One of the really nice things about Pixlr is if you are familiar with Adobe Illustrator, it uses all of the same keyboard shortcuts, which is awesome. All right, so we're going to quick add. We're going to add a shape. Okay, we don't want this to have, or no, we want this to have fill. We want it to have white fill. That sounds good. And we want it to... We don't want it to have an outline. We don't want it to have an outline. We do want it to rotate 90 degrees. Wait, I'm dumb. You're not going to see a box if it rotates 90 degrees. We're going to rotate 45 degrees. Maybe, what does 30 degrees look like? Yeah, it's a little more personable. It's a little more off kilter, which is what we want. Okay, so we've got that. We've got our box here. It's just white. I want to go ahead and I want to add some opacity to it. I'm trying to remember how to do that in Pixlr. Give me 1 second. There's a way to do it, and I don't remember what it is. Shape, fill, outline. Now it's under shadow. Now it's just shadow. How do I do your opacity? I remember there's a way to do it. There it is. Okay. I knew I'd find it. You can tell I don't use this software often. Though it's a very nice software. Alright. We're going to drop this down to say 40. Okay. Let's go ahead and we'll drop it to 50. Okay. Alright. And now we're going to autofill another shape. We're going to put it to 30-degree rotate. We're going to give it no fill. However, we are going to give it an outline. Give it a white outline. It's cool. And we're going to give it, oh, I don't know. How big of an outline should we give it dice? Like 10, I guess? Yeah, it should look pretty good. We'll give it an outline of 10. We don't need that anymore. We need this here. Again, we don't want this to be perfect, so we're gonna drop the opacity. Okay, so it should just be a rough kind of thing, right? Like you should be able to see a difference here, but it shouldn't be like crazy. Yeah, we'll do that to 75. That looks nice. All right. Quick shape again. We want it to be a circle, and we need to scale it down. So I wanted this just to be a 1 pip dice. There we go, right in the middle. We're going to change that fill to white. We want it to be black. Yeah, we want it to be white. We're going to change the fill to white, and then we are going to do the same thing with opacity, 75. Just like that. Okay, so now we have nice little simple dice. We're going to go ahead and we're going to save this. We're going to save it as a PNG. We're going to hope it doesn't open up a furry porn thing. It doesn't. We're good. Alright, we're just going to call it dice.png. I'm going to save. There she is right there. Alright. Now we're going to call in background image URL img/dice.png. Alright, we might, since we are actually down a level, file tree. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to refresh our page. There's our dice. It's a little big though. We don't necessarily want it that big. So let's do some editing. Okay. Let's say background attachment fixed. This is going to make it parallax scroll, which is what we want. And then we want background size. If I could spell the word background. Alright, we'll do that for now. That's a little much, ain't gonna lie. It's a little much. It's a little much. Yeah, it's a little much, but it'll do. It'll do for now. It'll do for now. All right. No. All right, so let's get this header in. Okay, so we've got an image on each side, and then we have our text in the middle, which is two things. Okay, so we're going to make those boxes. Let's see, this is the content banner, so we're going to go div class equals content pick. Really, you can call these whatever. I just like to call them something that will make sense, so that when I glance at it, you know, tomorrow or whatever, I'll have a rough idea. So I made two of these because we've got one each side. And then we are going to do content. We'll call this content name because we need to make two separate. We need to make two separate boxes for this. There we go. Just like that. And then inside content name, we are going to go ahead and we're going to make our title and we're going to make our tagline. Content title, and then we're going to have content tagline, just like that. All right, so let's put some words in here so that stuff's going to show up. Let's see. That's me! Yay, narcissism! And then we're going to do this. This is going to be no stress. Just, we'll make it wah for now. All right. Ideally, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have this word change every time you visit the website, which will be pretty fun. All right. So web upgrades, blah, 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 blah. We need an IMG tag. This is for our pictures. That's what this is going to be for. And then this is going to be IMG slash. Let's go look at our pictures. I want to use this one, and I want to use this one. All right, so we're going to have game1, game2.png. Those are PNGs, right? Yes. I don't know, they're JPGs. JPG? JPG. Okay. Okay, so game1.jpg. And we're going to assign these a class. Class equals pick IMG, just so I know exactly what it is. And this one's going to be, I think it was game 3. Okay. Now, none of this stuff's going to lay out correctly yet. And that's our next step. All right, so we need to open up content banner right here. Where are you at, content banner? There you are. Okay. And we need to do some stuff to this. So we need to invoke flex grid as well. Line items flex. We want it to justify the content for us. This means that if we set it to center, it's going to keep everything equal and lined up, which is what we want. All right. Justify content center. Line items flex. We don't want it to wrap. We want it to all stay in the same line. Okay. All right, let's see what it's looking like. Whoa! All right, we need to do some stuff for these guys. You can see these guys are squishing everything. All right, that's fine. We can do it. Okay. Let's see. Content pick here. Or no, pick IMG. Okay. Okay, we're going to throw the width 100% on this guy. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead and we're going to grab content pick. We're going to throw a size on it. Okay, just like this. There we go. That should limit their possible size. Content name here. This guy's going to have boom, like that. And he's going to have himself a 60% width. Okay, just like that. Okay, so stuff's going to get weird again. Just like that. Oh. Okay, we're good. All right. Just needed a minute while my brain is thinking, because my brain is dumb. All right, content title and content tag. We're gonna need those as well. Okay. Now these are broken up, one, to give us the ability to add different things to them, but they're also they're broken up so that they force each other into different spaces. So here we go, and then we're going to do font size. We're going to make it a big bastard. We're going to make it bold, and then we're going to add some letter spacing, just like that. Okay, this guy down here, we're going to copy pretty much everything here from down there. Get rid of the bold, we don't have to be bold. We're going to make it smaller, so 2.2. Okay. And then content name, we're going to tell it to text align center, just like that. Bottle bop bop. Alright, content banner. Content banner. Content banner. There she is. What happens if I do one of these? Boop 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 boop. Soft white. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I don't know if it's where we want to be, but we're getting there. I forgot to move our other. Let's move that there, and then was it 3%? I don't remember. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, yeah, 3% is a little much. We get 3.5. Okay. So, content banner, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Content pics, 20%. 8 pixels. Border radius. 16 pixels. Max height. I don't know, 100 pixels. It's gonna get weird for a second while we wiggle things around. See what I mean? Alright, this background's killing me. We gotta do something about the background. It's driving me bonkers. We're gonna just jump this up to 200 for now. There we go. They're a little distorted, but I'll do. This background's driving me insane. Maybe it's the color. Maybe we want to swap it to 007EA7. Maybe it's the dark. Maybe if we swap the color. Did I just put the same fucking color in? No. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Okay. There we go. Darker color, did it help? No, the picture's just bizarre. Alright, we gotta fix that up. It's gonna drive me insane. I liked the lighter color, it was more fun. There we go. Alright, let's fix that up. Let's add some to that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add more dice to this. I'm gonna scale these down like that. And the outer limit here, scale that down to, I don't know, 3, that's fine. I'll grab that. Okay, I'm going to say this one is right there. This one is right there. Okay, I'm going to say this one is actually a 2-pip, like that. Okay. And then there we go. I'm gonna say do we want, no, I'm not feeling the 4. Let's try the 2 and see how it looks. Alright, we'll have 1 and 2. We'll just see how it looks. Because I need to do something, because it's driving me bonkers. Alright, I'm going to call this one Dices. Go. It's a little better, honestly. It's a little wallpapery, but if we jump this up to 5%, yeah, I like that better. We'll leave that for now. Alright, still not perfect, but it's better. Okay. Alright. Okay. So, these pictures aren't perfect either, but they'll do for now. We're just trying... When you're creating and placing things, you don't want to sink a ton of effort into making one thing perfect. And the reason you don't want to sink a ton of effort into this is because as stuff changes, it's going to wiggle everything else. So if I change an element higher in the chain, or like, you know, maybe something that something else is leaning against or relying on, everything is going to like shift around and change and stuff. So having everything be perfect is not my immediate goal right now. I'm trying to get, you know, I'm trying to get that like 80% there. That's my goal. Alright, I'm going to add that just so those names. go. There we go. There we go. It's still not perfect, but it's... No, is that what we want open? That's what we want open. But we're getting there. That's the goal. Okay. So, we've got some more blocks to put in. We have some buttons we're going to need here in the nav. Now we can dynamically assign these if we want to. I've been thinking about this. I don't know if there's value in dynamic assignment on this website. It might literally just be better to hard code these, because it's really, like, for the scale and the design and the scale of this website, it's really not that much content. And every piece of content is going to be different. So it might be better just to have this all hard coded. So, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put another divider in. Just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in a button. Button actual. Just like that. Okay. Alright, and this one is going to be Varenstone. Okay. This one is going to be Conflict 47,000. And this one is going to be Necrograve. Okay, and now a bunch of ugly ass buttons are going to show up. Just the standard HTML button is what we have right there. We can style those in a minute. Let's get the rest of the blocks in. Alright, content left. Inside this, I'm going to put a wrapper just like that. Okay, so we've got split wrapper and split wrapper. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move some of these over. We've got button wrapper. That. Then we have what? Split wrapper as well. Building stuff out in boxes like this is very handy for mobile, because it's going to make stuff a lot more dynamic and resize automatically. And really that should be your goal when you're building content. We are going to have to do a little bit of custom stuff to get all that to 100% work, but there's probably not going to be time for that today. Alright, button, 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 split wrapper, split wrapper. Okay, let's add some padding to the buttons, so that they get a little bit of breathing room. And then we're gonna go ahead and, what was the other one? Button action, right? Like this, I think. That's gonna be 8px, 16px, like that. Let's give that. Let's make the buttons orange. What color is the orange? F1 8F01. HF01, like that. Okay. Then we're going to add some of that. We're going to throw a transition on this. which basically means that if we change any of the CSS, it's not going to happen instantly. It's going to actually transition between the two and animate it for us, which is exactly what we want. All right, we're going to do some box shadow because it's a button, and we want it to stick out. We want the box shadow to be the same color as the text to keep uniformity. Sorry, I have transitioned into just kind of working mode at this point, and my brain is like, okay, you can just get this done now. Kind of what I'm doing. All right, 5 pixels, because like we're gonna have to put in like on focus and stuff like that. All right, so we're going to crank this color down 20 points for each step. This is red, green, blue. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to crank down the blue, so this color is going to change slightly as we move it down. So we're going to go from F to D and from 8 to 6. Just like that. Okay. Now, and then we hover over them. They have a little bit of animation with the this stuff expanding, which is awesome. All right, let's throw some let's see. This guy needs to be flex as well. Apparently, there he is. Okay, and then we have our buttons here. Let's see, font size 0.2 EM, letter spacing 1 pixel, font weight. Bold. We might get rid of this bold, but for now it'll do. There we go. Okay, nice and simple, kind of ugly as shit still, but we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. That's the goal. Start getting the basis in. That's our intent. Okay. Still ugly as shit, but it's okay. Background's wigging me out, I ain't gonna lie. I gotta get that fixed before I'm gonna be happy with this thing. Alright. Split wrapper here. Go with the HTML again. Content left, content right. Split wrapper, split wrapper. And then we're going to do. So what for the name bar? It was EFEF, I think. Let's double check. Let us double check. And then I think we have an 8 pixel border radius. Border radius is just going to round the corners. That's all it's going to do. Yep. Yep. Alright. Content nav, content bar, left and right. So left and right, they're also going to need some fucking margin. We can add that to the wrapper so it doesn't mix up the flex grid. Let's say we want 0 pixels on the top and bottom, and let's say 8 pixels on the sides. There we go. All right, sweet. Okay. God, this thing is fucking ugly. It'll get good looking eventually. Maybe. Probably not. Okay. What stage do I want to get to before I call it? So I can only stream until about 12-ish, because then I have to go pick something up from a friend. So, what stage do I want to get to? Let's get it so that the content swaps when you click the buttons. Let's aim for that as our goal. And then I'll work on prettying this thing up a little bit more. Maybe it's the blue, you know? Maybe it's the blue. F8, F4, E3. Maybe the dice is just a stupid idea. Yeah, that doesn't work at all. I think it's just too uniform. I think I'm going to do something to break it up. Alright, I can do that on my own. Let's get it so the content changes when you click the buttons at least. And we'll go from there. Alright, and then we're going to... this 3 pixels is a little intense as well. Oh wait, hold on. I want the blue back. I think the blue is fun. Okay, cool. Much better. Nice, big, happy, childish buttons. That's what I like. Alright. Alright. Everything else still needs some love, but we're getting there. This is looking very, like, childish Andy's Toysy, which I kind of dig. We could even do, like, silly, like, kind of burnt edges or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's get it so the content changes down here. That's our goal. All right. Is that the goal, or do we just want the theme to look nice? I'm in a conundrum. I'm in a conundrum. That background is driving me bonkers. Let's try to fix it. Maybe it's because they're all the same direction. Maybe. Alright, so let's try that out. Let's try out a couple theories to why that background is driving me bonkers. Because usually I love... Like, usually I fucking love... usually I fucking love backgrounds like that. try that. I know I've gone very silent. Whoa, that's busy, but I like it. Conundrum. Alright, let's get the rest of the content blocked in, and I'll keep going to 12. Some of it's going to require me to just keep fucking with it until I like it. Alright, this title looks like crap. So let's get that sorted. There we go. Alright, that'll help. Line item center. We have an align items flex somewhere, which is not how that works. It is supposed to be center. We'll clean that up, just like that. Okay. Looking closer by the second. Alright, let's check this font size. So we're doing it as 3M. Yeah, it's better. We'll jump that up to 4. Okay. We gotta fix the picture resolution problem. That's still gonna be an issue. Okay, so I'm gonna change how those are loading. All right, so we're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna get rid of that. Okay, and then we're going to take content pick ID equals game 1. So our IDs here, they're going to be used for calling specific things. If you've noticed, all the classes are unique. All the classes are non-unique. So anytime we want to call a class, we can call a class. But calling this ID is going to be unique for this element within the DOM. So if I wanted to do that, I would say game 1, like that, and then game 3, like that. All right, nice and easy. Now I'm calling those individual IDs and not the classes. Okay, so background, image, URL, like that. And this is going to be going up a layer, and then we're going to have it be game1.jpg. Okay. Background size is going to be cover, like that, and this should work to get rid of the resolution problem. Or not, you know, it's cool. Game 1. that the best way to do that either? No. No, it's not. Alright. Alright. That's not a good way to do that either. I should format them, but I really don't want to. Sorry, I know I'm going quiet. I'm thinking about my ugly site I've built. The style is going to need a lot of love. But our boxes are here. Let's add some content to this side banner. Alright, let's do that. I am disheartened, and it is making me not make the best choices. Where's my orange? Let's see. F1, 8F01. Okay. What's the dark? 007A. No, it's just 00A7E1. Let's see. A7E1. There we go. Ba 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 ba. Okay. We'll keep the rest of that. That's fine. Okay. And then over here, we're going to have a right box, which is going to hold each element, and then each element is going to include a title. YouTube. And then each thing under that is going to include a button. I'm going to do this as support button like that. Visit YouTube. Okay. So I'm trying to get a feel for. Alright, it did not. Oh, it's because it's button support, that's why. Go. Okay. Alright, then we'll have support buttons down here, and then over here. Alright, over here is going to be our actual content. I apologize, my brain is shutting down. It's just like, nope, you're done. I'm like, thank you for that. Such a big help. Yeah. This is one of those things where, like, I've reached a point where I kind of need to just wiggle something until I'm happy with something. Because at this moment I'm not happy with anything. Okay. All right. I come back to fuck with the dice. So I think the dice and the background are what's really throwing me off. There's something about them I really don't like. It's just not working for me. Not working for me at all. That's actually not bad. I actually don't hate that. That's actually not bad. Not digging the blue though. I need a... Alright, let's pick some... Let's go... Not digging the colors. Like I said, they might have not been the last colors, so we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to generate ourselves a quick color scheme to get working. Let's see, we're using this gray, so we're going to save that gray. And I want, like, maybe this. Let's try it out. Let's test it out. Let's go to modify it here in the view. Okay, yes, I see. Thank you. Maybe actually like a dark gray kind of color is the way to go. Maybe I can get like a German gray. Maybe that would be nice. Yeah, maybe a German gray would not be bad. Speak of the devil. What if we jump that down? 3, 3, 4. It's kind of like a brown. That's kind of personality-less. Not really digging it. Get like a blood red or something, maybe. Definitely like these dice better. I actually kind of dig that. I think there's potential there. I like the other one where it's just too much. Trying to get something that, like, because I want something that looks fun but not like too toy box, right? And I think even already with the dice it's going to look pretty toy box, so I think maybe I need to counter that with a color. All right, well, that's a really nice orange. Because I like the dice now. They're doing what I originally wanted them to do. That's not a bad orange. That's not a bad orange at all. Could do that, and we could run blue buttons. It's nice. It's happy. It's not perfect. Sorry for going quiet. I am debating. I like the orange a lot better, I think. Alright. Let's move that over into the actual file. And we'll grab this nice blue and we'll use that for our buttons. There we go. You can say it's what? 0, 0. All right. Let's see. 0, 0. Let's see. 0087. C1 should be at 20 degrees lower. Okay. Okay, so here's our crappy illustration. Alright, we gotta get the pictures to work. They're being a little bit of a dick. We gotta get this guy to work. This guy needs border radius. He's missing it. If he's going to have that white background, he's got to have it so he matches. What's this one called? Content banner. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Alright, gotta get the pictures working. Is a picture on each side really what we want? I don't know. Not sure. Still on the fence on that one, so we'll put it off for now. Let's sort this stuff here out over here on the right. Let's finish up that content, and we'll get this to say visit my YouTube channel. Right. The button will say something like check out YouTube. Okay, then we can say write title. We don't need this. Do I want them to be separate bond? I do kind of want them to be different colors. Okay, so visit my YouTube channel. Okay, so we've got write title here. Okay. Alright, so how is this going to look? Will it look the best if it's centered? Probably. So let's find the element. It's in right box. Is this one already on here? Nope. Okay, and then we will have this be where is it? We'll have it be the color of the button. There we go, so it'll tie them together. This will be color. Font size. We'll just do that for now. This. It'll be like that. And then this right title is going to have 100% width because I want it to cover the whole thing. Just like that. Okay. That blue is not the correct choice for that. Okay, but there'll be more like that. So let's duplicate that just so we can get an idea of it. Too many divs here. Alright, so let's duplicate this just so we can get a feel for what it would look like. Okay, so we're going to put 3 down the side. Okay. Alright, so they're going to need some margin. Okay, so we can do that. They don't need any margin on the sides, but they are going to need margin on the top and bottom. There we go. All right, sweet. Okay. This is going to be like a resource thing over here. We should add some kind of title maybe to it. Nah, it'll just distract. We don't need it. I'm just curious. Ah. You know, to be honest, it's a little bright, but I kind of dig it. The blue buttons would have to go though. You can't do the blue buttons. But I kind of dig the pink. I ain't gonna lie. All right, we're gonna keep it the orange though. All right. Cool. All right. The pictures on the side, it's just so like 90s. Tell you what, let's try something for that. Let's try this. Let's try this and see if it works. I think there's potential there. I think there is potential there. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay, I'm going to swap this. I apologize. I am probably become very quiet, which is usually not like me on YouTube. But my brain is like the coding part of this is the easy part, right? It's the design part that's actually the challenge. Wait, that's called content pick. Because the design part is really like as long as we use basic good practices for setting up this content, it really doesn't matter like the coding. But the design is going to be important because it's going to be how people see it and interact with it. Why did I make that content box? See, this is where my brain is at. Right? And since we're coding and designing at the same time, we're kind of figuring it out at the same time, you know? It's like, does this work? No. Okay. Does this work? Let's say. Yeah, see there, I need to go back. I need to edit one of the very first CSS classes I made. Because I don't want that content to start lower down if the bar on the right is bigger. I want them to start at the same point at the top. So I need to find content bar, and I need to edit it. There it is. Boop. Just like that. Okay. I think it's starting to make some sense, though, to be honest. I do like this over here. I think that's cool. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. All right, so let's redo this header then. We don't need this. We don't need this. If I'm being totally honest, what does this look like if I get rid of the spacing around it? Because that's coming from... What does that look like if it just sits on the roof? Yeah, it needs to have some kind of background. Let's play around. This is the play around till I like the design kind of stage. I don't know why I'm saying it's a stage. It's now a stage. That's why. Ew. Yeah, don't like that. Don't like that at all. We're not using texture there. That looks bad. Okay. I'm feeling better about the layout. Title needs some love still. There's a lot of dead space like up in here in these spots. Lots of dead space there. Alright, well, we're getting somewhere. Yeah. Sorry, my brain's shutting down. Okay. So, where are we at? We did our shitty mock-up. And we have our shitty mock-up pretty much in place. I do like this picture over here. I think it's cool. I think the blue mat ties into the blue buttons. I think that's a lot of fun. There's a lot of dead space here. I do like the background now. I think once this website's fully filled in, the background's going to be a lot of fun. We're just not fully filled in yet, but I think once it is, it'll be a lot of fun. There's a lot of dead space on both sides of the title. The title needs some love. It's just blank text right now. It needs some love. The buttons aren't bad. This center content is going to change based on the button. So I need to figure out that center content. I think that's my next goal for this website. Is get that center content created and loaded. I am going to dynamically load it on button click. So I think that's probably pretty cool. But yeah, I think there's potential here. I think there's potential. It's still pretty ugly, but I think the intensity of the background will chill out once this content is here. I mean, we could try that really quick. Yeah, I think that'll chill out a lot. Yeah, once that content's there, I think this will the weird background will chill out and be pretty fun. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think I do need to do something with the title because just not feeling that at all. It needs some love. I do like this side banner with the picture. I think that's rad, and I do think the background works pretty well. Yeah, it's set up very much like a blog, like you'd find on WordPress or something, and that's sort of the intent, so that's pretty good. Alright, well, I have to wrap it up, because I have to go pick up a model from a friend from a painting competition. But I gotta wrap it up. So, it needs some love, that's for sure. But we're getting somewhere, and since we had nothing to begin with, I'm pretty happy with that after, like, I don't know, hour and a half or so. Pretty happy with where we're at. I need to whip up some content next, I think, to see if the content works. And I gotta figure out what the fuck I want to do with that stupid title. To be honest, I might totally ditch it here and just move it above the picture on the right here. Alright, we're going to test that really quick. We're going to test that really quick, and then we're going to call it. You know, having a really atypical design might be the correct thing to do here. To be honest, it really might be. Yeah, I think the atypical design might be the way to go. I think this might be how we do it, fam. Yeah, I think that's the way we go. Yeah. I think that's it right there. It's fun and kind of stupid and kiddie. It gets rid of some of the atypical website stuff, which I like. And then it sort of conceptually divides the content into what's on this side being stuff for the games, and then this side being my stuff. I like that a lot. I think that's what we do, 100% right there. So yeah. So long way to go. I need to fill in content now. I will do that. Let me make these changes real quick that I just did because I have to run. Let's see. Content title 2EM. Content title 2. This one's 1.2. And then that is gone. Okay. All right. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to push this really quick. Okay, and then this is going to go ahead and initiate a deployment on GitHub. So we can go check the status of that. So if you're doing GitHub pages and you're like, why isn't this working? Go and check the status under actions and you'll see. So right now it's deploying. So we'll go ahead and we'll give that a minute. Boop, 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 boop. I'll grab my ring. And my dragon. Dragon. As you notice, his tail, perfectly fine now that it's set. So didn't have to pin it or anything like I thought I would yesterday. I had to redo the horns. I had to rip those off because I put them on wrong again. But they're on right now. He's really cool. He's a super cool dragon. Alright, my deployment is built. So now if we go to wildbobcreates.com, everything we did today on stream is up and live. It is not finished yet. I will make content for it. But I am happy with this layout. It was in a really rough space, probably like 30 minutes ago or so. But I'm super happy with it now. It conceptually, I think, works really well. Dividing the content between me and the stuff I'm making, I think that as a separation works really well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill this in with content after I go pick up my model for my friend. And then this is going to be live up for everybody. I will make sure I put it up on Instagram and stuff. So, yeah. So there she goes. Nice and easy. Hopefully it was interesting. Definitely not something normally I do for this kind of stream. Usually what I do a class every week for interns and stuff. Usually those are sort of more structured around one topic. We kind of dig into it more than like this. So usually it's like we'll talk about color theory and you know, go super deep into that. And we'll talk about, like, you know, layouts and go super deep into that. And then after we go through, like, God, probably like 10 weeks of that kind of stuff, we'll do something like this, where we'll sit down and I expect them sort of to know everything that I've talked about. And, you know, I'll reiterate and rehash and stuff as I go. It's usually what I do. Without it being like a continuous thing, it's more like you just hang out with me while I code and I kind of half describe things. But hopefully it was at least interesting. But I'm going to call it because I got to get my model for my friend. And I will catch you guys later. Sunday we're going to be streaming. We're probably going to do a year-end, like, year in review kind of stream where I talk about, like, my favorite model and stuff like that. So hopefully this was interesting. If it was, I hope you had a good time. And if it wasn't, I mean, that sucks. I'm sorry. But anyway, back with more model stuff on probably tomorrow and Sunday. But I'm out. Have a good one and keep on keeping on.